Now, I said to you a moment ago that Penny Wong had just held a press conference in Jordan. There's no mistaking this trip now as being in any way a support for Israel. Have a look at the comments she's just made.
We discussed the importance of efforts to restart a political process which leads to a future Palestinian state. I hope that the international community can work towards a just and enduring peace, in which Israelis live in peace and security and Palestinians are able to achieve their legitimate aspirations for statehood.
So calling for a Palestinian state, announcing aid for Gaza, but making no mention, no call for hostages to be released, not a word. Our team behind the scenes have listened to the press conference carefully. Let's bring in now intelligence analyst and author Paul Monk. Paul, I mean, that press conference Penny Wong just held, no mention of the hostages. Why is Australia failing to support Israel in this way? Penny Wong, the foreign minister, flying over there, calling for a Palestinian state, announcing more aid money for Gaza. No demand, at this point anyway, for the hostages to be released, and no visit to the sites of the Hamas massacre.
Yes. I mean, it is rather stunning. On face value, of course, her remarks sound pious and peacemaking and so on, but they're decontextualised because they have no grip on what's been happening and what Hamas did and would do again by its own account at the first opportunity. So it's not only that she's not insisting that hostages be released and she's not visiting the sites, she's not acknowledging the fundamental reality that this idea of Palestinians having legitimate aspirations for their own state has a very long history. And every time an attempt has been made, every time an offer has been made to them, going back to the 1930s, they've rejected the offer. It's not, it's not historically literate to talk as if it's just unreasonable Israeli attitudes that have created this situation. But as we both know, as most serious observers surely know, the issue that's at stake right now is how can Israel establish boundaries such that the what people like to call the militants, Hamas and Hezbollah and many elements on the West Bank, and to say nothing of the Iranians, that they are by any other name terrorists, and Iran and many of the the Palestinians and certainly Hamas and Hezbollah have constantly called for the destruction of Israel. This is not a matter of saying we want a few concessions so we can live more decent lives. It's a matter of wanting to obliterate the state of Israel and the Jews. That's the fundamental reality, which she completely leaves out of the picture.
I think your marks are so accurate. I mean, it's just 3 months on from the terror attacks. I mean, imagine if it was 3 months on from the 9/11 attacks, and there's Penny Wong more concerned about a Palestinian statehood than actually protecting Israel from the terrorists, from a repeat of the terror attack when Hamas leadership has said time and time again that this is what they want to keep doing, keep killing Jews until Israel is destroyed, when this is what protesters are saying around the world, from the river to the sea. It's an extermination call.